What is going on, everybody? It is Kogonomi coming to you live from the other side, and once again it is finally time to get back to a more educational side of this channel. Okay, there's the BGM. I'm actually not going to be on this screen when I go to what it is I'm doing, but yeah, in today's stream, I've decided that today's stream is going to be not too fun, but a stream that I've said is necessary for this channel, you know, for me to do on this channel, you know, not just on my own. You know, today will be a Japanese studying stream, and this is obviously inspired by the HoloFest that I just watched, because I'm of course disappointed because I said last year after watching HoloFest that I wanted my Japanese to be better for this year's HoloFest, and I have not been touching Duolingo often enough. So there's two different languages that I'm trying to study at the same time, but I am not on Duolingo enough. You know, it's just the combination of when I come home from my job, just wanting to do nothing but relax. You know, but I have to suck it up, and I forgot to close my blinds. I have to suck it up, and I'll just, like, I'll edit a stream clip, or, you know, I'll schedule streams, because I can't just, you know, quit out on this channel. Hang on, I'm gonna close the blinds. Like, I can't just not do anything for this channel for so long. So, now, after today's stream, though, it'll be back to the gaming streams. I'm gonna be continuing with both Metaphor and Persona 3 Reload. Yami will be playing Persona 3 Reload. And I'm telling you, if, like, I'm waiting on an announcement if it's going to come, if Persona 4 is gonna have another remake. Because if it does, in fact, get another remake, then I am definitely playing that, because like I've been saying, the only thing keeping me from finishing Persona 4 Golden is the gameplay. Because other than that, the story's excellent. So, I definitely am looking forward to hearing about, potentially hearing about a remake again for Persona 4, because it deserves another remake. If Persona 3 and 5 both have remakes, then Persona 4 can get another remake, because Persona 4 Golden did not feel like too much of a remake compared to the original. Now, obviously, there's stuff that they may have added in. I've never played the original, but there's no way that the gameplay style was that much improved. So, I really hope that they do improve upon that. So, I'm gonna move to my streaming screen so that I can pull up the window for Duolingo, and we can go ahead and get started on this. But now, what I'm also doing in this stream, I didn't put this on the YouTube title, but it's on the Twitch title. And I'm also gonna be talking more about Fes, you know, what I thought of it and everything. So, but that'll be after the studying. So let me go ahead to the live scene now. And put the BGM on for this. Okay. I'm gonna move myself way over. I think this is the wrong BGM. Hang on. That's what they say. Now I can't hear anything. I don't know why it's so quiet. Alright. The window capture on, and let's pull up not my stream. You know what? That's probably why it should be on a different thing. Oh well, I'll just leave it alone. Okay. Oh. $10.80, please. Alright, well, there definitely was, like, I had that on the wrong capture. There was definitely some stuff showing that should not be showing, but I can just go into the, thing and edit that part of the stream out whenever I get a chance to. But yes, alright, here we go. Now where I've left off so far on the Japanese. Let me open Google Translate as well. Where I last left off at with Japanese was, I'm on the very last lesson involving jobs. The topic of jobs. So, but I plan to do as much as possible within the next hour or so. So, I'll just be now the thing. If you guys remember from way back, when I did the last learning stream for Japanese, I believe the Japanese one is the one that's still up. If not, then it's the Spanish one. One of those is still up because I deleted the other one. How I do it is when I'm on Duolingo, I don't just go through the lessons, answering the questions, and that's it. But no, because you're not learning anything that way. Like, I like that they have, like, the, all these, I like that they have all these different tabs, like, the Learn tab, the Characters tab, the Practice tab, and all this other stuff, but, you know, I know that, and they also have a mobile app that people use, but I absolutely do not use the mobile app, and when I'm doing lessons, I do not just breeze through everything. It takes me a while to go through lessons, which is another reason why I have not been getting very far in Duolingo. Thank you for the subscription. I have not been getting very far because it takes me a while to go through this, and it makes me, you know, want to, like, stop. Like, it just makes me, like, not want to continue. Like, I do, like, one lesson and be like, I'm done, because it takes me a while. And the reason why it takes me a while is because, again, if you remember from a long time ago, and I mentioned this, I take notes. Because that's the entire point of learning a new language. Like, you're not learning anything if you're just going through these Duolingo lessons and just answering the questions and then being done with it. Like, you need to take notes so that you can look back on your notes and practice. You know, I don't have anybody who I can communicate to in Japanese, so the best ways for me to, you know, at least not forget everything that I'm learning, at least have some remembrance of some things that I'm learning, is to, number one, make sure that I keep these notes in a safe place. They're on a flash drive, make sure nothing happens to my flash drive. I also keep trying to update my laptop. I put everything on the flash drive on my laptop as well as backups, and I have to remember to keep updating that every now and then. You know, but that's just the one thing. Number two is to continue watching Japanese VTuber streams and anime, and playing games that have Japanese audio with Japanese audio. If it's an anime game, then use Japanese audio, not English audio. And I'm glad that I've heard other people, there's this YouTube channel called World Friends that's also talked about this. Hang on, I'll get some water. I'm subscribed to a YouTube channel called World Friends. If you don't know who they are, but you're somebody who wants to learn a language, this is a perfect channel, a YouTube channel for you. You need to subscribe to them, because they're not literally teaching you languages, but what they do is they gather people from around the world. They gather people from different countries, and they all sit in a room, and they talk about, like, their culture, how they say certain things in their language, and they have a great time. But one person said something that I've always been saying and doing. If you are trying to learn a language, then if you're watching like videos or playing games based around that country, use the audio from that country. Use the language audio from that country. Do not use English dub audio. And like I've always said, when it comes to anime and JRPGs, I almost never like English voice acting. Almost never. I always prefer the Japanese voice acting. So I leave it on Japanese audio. Like someone commented on one of my Persona 5 streams, they're like, it's so weird that I'm using Japanese audio, and it's because everybody's so used to just using dubs because they don't speak any other language. But you do realize they use English subtitles, right? So it's not like there's no point in having it in Japanese audio. But I am very glad that I've made the decision to play Persona 5 and all the Persona games with Japanese audio, because I do not like the English voice acting in that game. Especially for Akechi's voice. Absolutely not. I strongly prefer Akechi's voice in Japanese. But, that's enough about that. Let's go ahead and get started with this so that I can talk about Hollow Fest afterwards. So let's go ahead. I'm on the last lesson for jobs, so let's go ahead and start. Now the audio for this only comes through the left ear. I'm not sure why it does that. When they're talking, not the like the ba-ding or the incorrect or wrong or correct sound effects. The sound effects come through both ears, but for some reason, when the characters are saying, when they say the sentence, it only comes through one ear. All right, here we go. Let's review the exercises you missed. So again, these are questions that I've gotten wrong in the past. Let's go over this. All right, so the first one, haha mo takushi no tensho desu. Translate this into English. So I already know that says mother and something about a taxi, and unten I believe is driving. So my mother is also a taxi driver, I believe is what this saying is saying, because I've written this down before too. I had to have written this down. Well, I guess I didn't. Well, if I didn't, I'm gonna write it down now because I got this wrong. So my mom is also a taxi driver, is I believe what this sentence is saying. Haha mo taxi no tensho desu. Yeah, tenshu desu. Okay, and I'm gonna write that down now since I didn't write it down the first time, even though I got it wrong. So, and writing it down takes a minute because I have to put it in Google Translate and then fix it up so that it looks, so that it's just the hiragana and not the romanized characters in there mixed in with it, because I write those out separately. Okay, back to the PowerPoint. So, a taxi driver. And how I do it again, like I just said, in my PowerPoint, I literally just do... Okay, I'm not gonna copy this, I'm just gonna write it out. In my PowerPoint, what I do is I write the English sentence out, and then I hit the equal sign, and then I put the translation for the other language in afterwards. So for Japanese, how it's gonna be done is the sentence in English, and then the Japanese translation followed by the romanized Japanese translation, because If I don't put that in, then I can't read it. Yes. No, Tenshi desu. Wait. No, Tenshu desu. See, the Google Translate is confusing me. Tenshu desu. Okay. This is only the first question, and already, like, you can see how long it's taking. Alright, let's continue on. Oops, nope. Leave it on Google Translate. Alright, YouTube is still talking about how the stream health is still poor. Alright, next question. Alright, the word for translator. That is honyaku-ka. Yeah, because I've written that down before. Because again, it's been a long time since I've come back to this. Alright, next one. Okay, bengoshi no shigoto wa do desu ka? So, this sounds like a sentence that I should have, well, this sounds similar to a sentence that I've written down in my notes already. Bengoshi no shigoto wa. So, that is, how is work as a, and bengoshi is probably lawyer. Yes. So, how is work as a lawyer? Let me just check the notes to make sure that to see if I even have anything about being a lawyer, because I don't think I do. Oh, I do have the exact sentence written down. Okay. I do have it. How's the lawyer job, or how's work as a lawyer? Ben goshi no shigoto wa do desu ka? Okay. Alright, so yeah, that sentence is already here. I'll probably save any more. I'm not very good at like talking and multitasking if it involves talking, so I'll try to save the explanations for how I do everything until after this is done. Alright, so now fill in the blanks. Now this is when it gets difficult, because they only use these kinds of questions. They only use the Japanese characters, the hiragana, the katakana, or whatever else. So, but they still translate it for you. So it's fine. So that says, I believe that says mainichi. You know, like I say that I'm not good at reading Japanese, but I can memorize some hiragana characters. That's about it. Like kanji and katakana, I struggle memorizing characters for that. So mainichi, and then most likely it's gonna be the word for bus. It's from the picture here, I'm assuming from that. So which one of these ones is bus? I think it's not the first one. It might be this one. Nope. Okay, it was the last one. The last one is the word for bus. Okay, so mainichi basu o. And it's gonna talk about riding a bus, but I can't. Is that arima? Is that arima? Araimasu. Okay. Araimasu. Okay. I wash the bus every day. Okay, so no, it's not talking about riding, it's talking about washing it. I've written that I know I've written that sentence down as well. It's gotta be in here somewhere. Yep, I have it in here. Oh, no, my sentence is from every morning I wash the bus. That's different from every day. Alright. Next question. Toshokan de jisho o tsukaimasu. Okay. Alright, well, the word, Toshikan, I don't, is that, that's library. And then Jisho, that's dictionary. So I use dictionaries at the library. Which is another sentence that I believe I've written down. I've mentioned dictionaries and I've mentioned libraries before. I can't find it now, but oh, here it is. Yep. So yeah, that's right. I use dictionaries at the library. Okay, next. Here we go with another fill in the blank. Alright. Watashi no, and then to. No. It's very hard to memorize this, but alright. Tomodachi. Okay, that's Tomodachi. Okay, that should have been easy to remember. Alright, watashi no tomodachi wa. And then this is katakana here, I believe. Puro professional, so puro no. And then professional athlete. But there's a word missing, so after professional, there's a different word before athletes. It's gonna be basketball, so I just gotta find which one of these is basketball. I think it's this one. Yeah, there you go. Because now I memorized the B part, the B sounding character, katakana character. Alright, so my friends are pro basketball players. Alright. Senshu, so that's the word for player or athlete, according to Duolingo. Alright, next question. Gamemo honyakushimasu ka. Okay. Let's talk about translation. Do you translate? No, do you also translate video games? Do you also translate video games? That should be what this one is. Okay, yes. And I'm gonna copy that one. So it's just proof that I have to stick to this, because I'm telling you, once I start doing it, that's how I memorize stuff. But the minute I stop is when I forget it all. So, but I'm also learning 2 languages at the same time. But it doesn't matter. I'm taking notes, and I have the notes. Oh, one thing that Google Translate does do good at is, because Duolingo will most of the time use hiragana for the entirety of their sentences, Google Translate will change the hiragana for certain words into kanji if it has it. So the word for translator, honyaku, is actually written in kanji. So Google Translate will change it to kanji for me. Alright, so here we go. Do you also translate video games? That's the other thing about making a video game. Like, you gotta find translators who can help you, and you have to find voice actors and translators who can do the record for your games in many different languages. So that's why it takes so long for games to come out. So, game mo honyaku shimasu. Alright. Next question. I'm trying to move quicker here, but yeah, alright. Next, fill in the blank again. We have... Alright. Okay, this is translator. Honyaku no. So, work as a translator is very, or deeply, or so. No. I think it's gonna be Taihan. Yeah, so very tough, very difficult. It is very difficult trying to understand why the moment I have multiple tabs open, I get terrible stream quality. Alright, tap what you hear. Pudo no, I heard that first, but let me hear it again just to hear the rest. Yankyu Sensho. What? Is that right? No shigoto wa. And do desu ka? Pudo no Yankyu Senshu no. So, how's work as a pro Yaku Senshi? I don't know what sport that is. I don't think that's baseball. I think that's baseball. Baseball, yeah, it is baseball. Yaku Senshi. So, how is being a professional baseball player? Alright, again, we're tapping what we hear. Yoko Chimi. And then what's the rest of that? To Ryonko Shimasu. I believe that's what he said. Yeah. Often travel with my team. I cannot hear Chimu without that song Chimu Tomodachi coming in my head. Ever since Advent's cover of Chimu Tomodachi, every time I hear the Chimu, that song just pops in my head. Alright, so again, we're tapping in what we put in what we hear. Konban Chimu to Bangohan. Okay, Konban Chimu to Bangohan o Tamimasu. Okay, I'm going to eat dinner with my team tonight. Okay, so Konban for tonight. That seems like a sentence I want to write down. So now Google Translate is also pretty good at what, like, if you want to write a sentence out in Japanese, but the Romanized way, they still translate it pretty well. I'm gonna do that now. But that, it kind of just makes it take longer. Okay, yep, that's pretty good. Alright, PowerPoint. So, I'm eating dinner with my team tonight. Okay, no, it did not translate that right at all. This was not translated right at all. This cannot be the... Yeah, that is not that. Yeah, it's translating it wrong. Yeah, that's not what I typed in whatsoever. So now I got another feature that Google Translate has for Japanese. You can handwrite the symbols out. I'm gonna have to do that because they miserably butchered that translation. Alright. There we go. Now back to the PowerPoint. Everything else should be fine. Alright. Everything else should have been fine. So now I gotta put this into Translate so I can write it out in the correct way. Okay, yep. This makes it all take so much longer, but... Okay, there we go. Yeah, like a lot of times Google Translate to make sure that what I'm putting into my PowerPoint is not the wrong stuff. And it's insane that I put it into Google Translate and I know it's wrong, because then when I copy that translation and then put it back in, it doesn't translate properly, so it just makes no sense. Alright, next question. We're almost done this one. Pruno sports team. Okay. Alright, so that was it for this lesson. So now we are done with the sports lesson. I hate that you have to... I'm just gonna go back. Okay, so there's another one about talking about jobs. Okay, I was wanted to say, why didn't it save? But it did. So there's another one about talking about jobs after that. So another 6 lessons. So no, we're not done talking about jobs yet. That's fine, I still got plenty of room. But now I can talk about what I was gonna say. So... let me exit out of Google Translate for a second. So, how it works for me with the Duolingo and doing this entire process of language learning. So, for every lesson that I'm doing, like I said, what I do is I write out the English phrase or sentence, and then put an equal sign, and then copy and paste the Japanese translation, like the original Japanese translation, and then write out the Romanized version of the Japanese translation, so that I'm able to read it, because otherwise I'm not going to be able to read or memorize anything. I'm going to be putting it in translators every time so that I can read it. So doing it this way has helped me to memorize characters and be able to read things better. But I have to keep at it. And now, again, like I was experiencing through this lesson, and like I've been experiencing through all the lessons, like Google Translate, as we all know, is terrible. So you have to be careful when you use it. So there are times where I have to either type in the Japanese sentence into Google Translate or handwrite the sentence in. Duolingo does not use kanji in their Japanese sentences. They write everything out in katakana and hiragana, mostly hiragana. They write everything out in all hiragana and katakana. They do not use kanji. So Google Translate will accurately change a certain hiragana into kanji if it's a word that's supposed to be written in kanji. So, like I said, for example, the word for translator, honyaku, is supposed to be written in kanji, not hiragana. Not that you can't, but it just makes the sentences smaller when you do it that way. So, like I know that when I wrote down the sentence, I used dictionaries at the library. You know, that was originally all written out in hiragana, but the word for dictionary and the word for library is written with kanji. So there are certain things that are written in hiragana. Most things can be written with hiragana, and but when it comes to kanji and katakana, that's when it becomes difficult to memorize, because katakana is used for words that are foreign to the Japanese language. So they write those with katakana, and then words with kanji are for the words, most of the time it's for stuff with names. Like it's for names of places or people that are most of the time are written in kanji. But memorizing kanji is just asking too much of me right now. Like, it'll take me a long time to be able to memorize kanji, even with reading stuff on my notes. But yeah, so and that's how I've been dealing with this for as long as I've been dealing with it. Just write down the English sentence first, then the Japanese translation, and then the Romanized version of the Japanese translation. I'm glad that Google Translate has a function that lets you handwrite the Japanese symbols. Like, that's a very smart function, because that's what's been saving me. As you just saw for the lesson, for the one of the questions in the lesson I just did, I was writing out timu, the word for team. I was writing out timu, and it kept incorrectly translating it. Like, it was giving me the wrong kanji, which timu is not even written with kanji. It's supposed to be written in katakana. So it was giving me the wrong symbols, the wrong translations altogether for it. So I had to handwrite out the Japanese, the katakana for the word timu. It is so much easier with Spanish because their characters are also based on Latin characters, Latin Romanized characters. You know, Japanese has 3 different writing systems. So it's so much more difficult to memorize everything. But, alright, I think I'm ready to move on to the next one. I have slides in this PowerPoint for all the hiragana and katakana, but it's gonna take me a long time to memorize katakana, because I don't see it often enough. You know, I would have had to been speaking Japanese my whole life. Alright, we're already 45 minutes into the stream, so let's hurry up and get another lesson in. You just reload the stream thing here. Okay. Alright, so yes, let's get another lesson in. We're still talking about jobs. Alright, so tap what you hear. How's the job as the manager? No, shigoto wa dou desu ka? A lot of the questions are going to be very similar. You know, that's a good way to practice. Kaisha wa chisai desu. Alright. Kaisha, I believe, is like a building or company. So the company is small. Yes, the company's small. Okay. Now there's no way I haven't never used the word small in this entire PowerPoint. I've had this PowerPoint. Yep, that's what I thought. I've had this PowerPoint since 2018. So that's how inconsistent I've been with studying Japanese. The Duolingo has gone through multiple updates, and I've added so much more content. So, since then. So, the fact that I've had this PowerPoint since 2018, and I'm still not anywhere close to fluent in Japanese, is really not good. But I do have a whole lot of notes in this PowerPoint. You know, I don't have a whole lot of notes in the Spanish PowerPoint yet because I just last year started the PowerPoint, but I've been studying Spanish much longer than Japanese. Like, I've been studying Spanish since middle school. So, I am much closer in that. So, we're reading and responding to his sentence. Let me read it again. Miss Yamada is a nice manager. That's what he said, yep. It's a nice manager. Alright. Like, I'm at the point in Japanese where, yes, basic sentences like that, and even, you heard in the fest, like, basic stuff, I can pick up on. But Spanish, Spanish is a little more advanced in terms of sentences that I can understand, and things that I can say back to people. Like, I'm much further ahead with Spanish than I am with Japanese. My pronunciation in Spanish is way better than my pronunciation in Japanese. Way better. But I still think both are pretty good. Alright, I sometimes work at a cafe. Write this in Japanese. Sometimes. The word for sometimes is, I believe, tokidoki. I believe. I believe that's what how you're supposed to write it. It's subject, object, verb, I believe, or subject, object, verb for Japanese. Subject, object, verb. So actually, no, then this isn't right then. I think cafe would have to be first. Alright. I was right about tokidoki being the word for sometimes. Multiple ways to say work. But it's not torimasho. It's not that. It's definitely shigoto shimasu. Alright. Google Translate is not gonna help me. Like, I'm not certain that Google Translate's gonna help me here. I can't have Google Translate open too much because then the stream quality goes bad. Okay, no, they're saying that Toki Toki does go first, and then it's cafe de. So, I really hope that Google Translate is not gonna give me the wrong answer here. Let's see. Okay, it's right. Alright, well, thank goodness. So, Google Translate did help me that time. So, in this case, I've noticed that words like that, like words like sometimes or often, because I have other sentences in here. I should have looked at my notes. Other sentences like that, where like so words sometimes or often or every day, those are usually written before anything else. So in this case, Tokidoki is written first, and then Cafe de Shikonto shimasu is what follows. Alright, next. Okay, say it again. That was kind of fast. We're reading and responding to this one. Alright, before I give myself the answer to this, I'm gonna just listen to it one more time. What is this person looking to do? That works hard. I think it's the second option. But let's just see. Yep, day of rest. Because the Yasumi part, Yasumi no, was the part that was making me say that it's the second option. Alright, I am definitely going to, copy this second sentence and write that down. Sugi no Yasumi no hi wa itsu desu ka? They're asking when's my next day off. I guess you can say that for like to anybody, like when's your next day off or when's my next day off. Alright, oh, and then here we go. Kanji, not hiragana. So, in this case, we gotta use context for how this is gonna be translated. In this case, it's gonna be when's the next day off. When's the next day off? But this can be said for, apparently this can also be said for like when's your next day off, when's my next day off. Or I guess when's my next day off and when's your next day off. Could be said differently as well. There's multiple ways to say things in Japanese, just like any other language. Okay, so see, you know, Yasumi no hi wa itsu desu ka? Okay, no, I'm gonna undo that. Alright. For the sake of stream quality, I'm gonna leave that off. I'll leave Google Translate exited out of and come back to it when I need it. Alright, next question. That was only 5 questions. Alright, fill in the blank. Ben Goshi, okay. No shigoto. Yep, that's the easy one. Alright, fill in the blank. A blank de shigoto, right? Shigoto shimasu ka? Oh, so now in this case, they're not going to tell you what it is. Alright, so let me get Google Translate back open so I can get some help. And let me handwrite these out so I know what these are saying. I think this is gonna be dull. Wait, hold on. No, that's tofu. It's definitely not the first one. That makes no sense. Alright, so what's the second one say? Ane? Okay, I'm confused as to what this sentence is even trying to say. And the last one is uchi. What could that even be trying to... What's the sentence even trying to say? Let me just have Google Translate open. Oh, no, because then you can see that. Never mind. It could be the second one. Like, we might have to get this one wrong, because I'm not even really sure what this question is trying to ask. I don't know if it's trying to ask, like, if somebody is... Oh, you know what? Nope, it is uchi. It's saying, do you work from home? And that's what it's saying. So it's the last one. It's gotta be the last one. Yeah, like, do you work from home? Okay. Alright, thank you. I'm glad that's something that I do want to do. Work from home. Okay. Definitely a one that I need to write down. Uchi de shigoto shimasu ka? Now the thing with Japanese, I guess Japanese does not use question marks, because this sentence was not written with a question mark. It's written with a period, so I guess they don't use question marks. Alright. I'm glad that I came around for that one. Alright, next question. Another fill in the blank. Isha no shigoto. Same thing as the other one. Okay, that's easy. Alright, so watashi wa fill in the blank again. Watashi wa blank no. Manager, manager, this. Alright, so is it that? Okay, no, we're not gonna be told. Alright, so something no manager, this. I am a blank. Or no, that's not what it's saying. Hang on, let's come back. Figure out what this is trying to say. I don't know if it's the first one. Wrote that horribly. Alright, I'm glad it still recognized it. Is that saying Deguchi? Deguchi, yeah. Did I spell it right? I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to be spelled. That might be somebody's name. They could be saying, I'm Deguchi's manager. That could be that one. So actually, it could be the first one. And if that's the case. But let's see what this one is. It is so hard to write. Okay, the second one doesn't even make sense. So yeah, it might actually be the first one. This one is written in katakana. Hotere. I already know it's gonna say Hotere. It's the first one. It's gotta be the first one. Nope, it was the other one. I'm a hotel manager. Okay. That makes perfect sense then. I'm a hotel manager. Alright. Yeah, that makes much more sense. Wait. Alright, we'll come back around to that question. Alright, say it again. Kaisha wa ima. And then the last one again. Isongashi ne. Okay. The company's busy right now. Okay. The question. Co-worker. Kaisha's company and Jigo's class. Alright, that question will come back around so that I can get it right. Gonna have to plug my phone in soon. Alright, so now write this in Japanese. I often eat lunch with my coworkers. So, again, here we go again with those kinds of questions where the word often or sometimes. So the word for often is yoku. So that's gonna come first. But now the rest of it. Co-workers is what I was looking for, co-workers. I guess the word for lunch is hiru gohan? Yes. I think I've written a sentence like this before, I just need to find it. Okay, so far I am correct. So far, what do I have first? No, I only have yoku. Yoku, so the word for coworkers is next. Yoku dorio, and then to. Hiru gohan no tabemasu. Oh, well, I guess either one of these is fine. This is the kanji for tabe. This is the hiragana. Either one of them will work. Alright, so, but this should be the correct one. Yoku dorio to hiru gohan o tabimasu. Because based on what I've written before, the words like often or sometimes, you know, every day, every something, those always come first. And then it's followed by subject, object, verb. So this should be the correct translation. If it's not, then again, we lose another heart, but we'll come back to it. Okay, it is correct. Yoku donko de shigoto shimasu ka? Okay. Where do you often go? Okay. That's what that sentence is. Dorio wa donna ito desu ka? Okay. What kind of coworkers, or what kind of people are your coworkers? Yeah, what kind of people, because the word for people is hito. So, what kind of people are your coworkers? Okay. I think I've written a sentence like that down before. But I'll write it down. I'll write this one down. I don't think I've written this one down though, so we'll write it down. We've already been at this for over an hour. And don't forget to write everything with anything that's kanji, make sure that write it in kanji. Alright. What kind of people are your coworkers? Donnai. Okay. Multiple symbols in that word dorio. All right. Next. Next question. Almost done. Do you have a lot of coworkers? Oops, no, imasu ka. Takusan dorio wa imasu ka? I believe that should be how it is. Let me just go in Google Translate to make sure. According to Google Translate, it is dorio first, Dorio wa takusan imasu ka? According to Google Translate, this is the correct phrasing of it. Alright, so let's see if Google Translate is right. Okay, yes, they are. Alright. I'm gonna go back in Google Translate and type that down. Oops. Alright, that's the wrong wa, but I at least still know what it means. Do you have many colleagues? Do you have a lot of coworkers? Alright, replace the wa in there. Alright, and then write the sentence down. Alright, next. Next is probably going to be the question I got wrong. Oh no. Animo, my older sister is also a manager. Animo, manager, yes. Alright, now it's going to be the one we got wrong. It's supposed to be hotere. Alright. We're already an hour into the stream, so... So, I will... go back to my just chatting screen now, and... we'll start talking about, my reactions to... Hollow Fes. Alright. But now before I start talking about that, just let me, how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna go on my Twitter. Where they post. Unplug my flash drive. Okay. I'm gonna go on my Twitter where they post about all the songs that are performed during Hollow Fest. So I gotta go all the way down and find their thread. It's gonna be way down, way down. Because what I'm gonna do is talk about the songs that were performed during, like, just mention what songs were performed, because like when I went in onto the playlist on Spotify, there was, like, I realized that there were a number of people that performed original stuff that I just didn't mention. Keep going. Keep going. This is if they even posted about it. Concluded. Okay, yes. Alright, here we go. So now I'm gonna scroll way, way down till I hit where they talk about this stage 1 and then scroll up. Okay, I'm in stage 1. Alright. Yeah, alright, so we're here. You saw Yami react to the final 2 stages of Hollow Fes and give her feedback on it. But yes, it's, you know, we both pretty much have the same thought and process. We're just so proud once again to be able to have witnessed such an incredible show. And I am very happy at the viewer rate for my watch-alongs. You know, even though Stage 3 did not have a lot of people viewing it during the live, that video has also surpassed 100 views. Stage 1, Creator Stage, and 3 have surpassed 100 views. Stage 2 is the only one that hasn't crossed that. But the viewership for HoloFest watch-alongs is always, and HoloLive watch-alongs in general, is always very good. So I'm glad that you guys are enjoying my watch-alongs. From now on, I definitely want to do it the way I was doing it, where, first of all, it's only going to be streamed on YouTube, because I don't want the quality of the stream to keep getting diminished, and I am going to have, like, a very minimized window capture of it, and in grayscale with no audio, so that I'm not, you know, this is unless I get told not to do that, but, you know, I just feel like that's should be safe enough, because again, I do the watch-alongs after HoloFest has already happened, and again, no audio and in grayscale and a very minimized screen. So, you know, the only harm is still having their likeness on my screen. But I just really hope it does not get me in trouble. But yes, here we go. The performances in order. Hoshimachi Suisei came out first and performed Stellar Stellar. I was shocked by the song choice for Suisei, because I didn't want to say anything. I didn't want to say anything until the show was done, but what I'm about to say did not happen, so I'll say it. Put my phone on the charger real quick. Yeah, but I was shocked by the song choice. And now, this might be because she had a live before HoloFest as well. There were multiple people who did. But that didn't stop other people from performing original content that they had released recently. So, I was shocked by the song choice of Stellar Stellar for Suisei, even though it's absolutely one of my all-time favorites from her. I thought that she was going to perform something off of her most recent album, Shinsei. I thought that she was going to perform a song off that album, but she did not touch that album the entire fest. So, that was a shock for me. But either way, I love watching Suisei perform and hearing her beautiful voice. So, and to start the show off like that, that's excellent. You know, starting the show off with Stellar Stellar. The next performance was a trio. It had Hachima, Luna, and Koyori performing a song called Mahare Hare Yukai. I can look up real quick what that is, since I'm here. I can look up what that is. Mahare Hare Yukai, Suzumiya Harui ending. So it's from an anime. It's from an anime film, I guess. Dancing Lucky Star. Wait, is that what? God, this is Mia. This is Mia. How to? Alright. Okay, so that, yeah, so that's what that was. Nichi Sanji's also covered the song. That's nice. Alright. The next performance was... Was that actually the next performance? Advent performing Rebellion? Was the next one? This might be out of order. They may not have posted every last thing that happened. They definitely didn't mention everything that happened. I guess just the most popular things that happened. But yeah, Advent performing Rebellion. Fuamoko also performed Born to Be Battle, as well as they also did a cover song as well. That was insane. So but yeah, Hololive Advent. I guess this is okay. I guess a bit shorter since they're posting. It seems like the biggest highlights of the stages. But yeah, you know, a little bit biased for Fuamoko and Advent, all of Advent. I was the most excited for their performance because, like I said multiple times during that stream, I waited 2 years for this moment. You know, Advent debuted in late July of 2023. So they were not going to be able to perform in the 5th Fest because it took a year for them to get their 3D models. Well, maybe not a year to get the 3D model, but a year for the 3D model debut stream to air, because there's a whole lot that goes into those streams. So they were not going to be able to perform in the 5th Fest. So I believe I even mentioned during the 5th Fest that I was excited for when Advent got their shot at a fest, and finally here they were. Now they did not post what I believe was the most shocking moment from stage 1, which was, as a matter of fact, I can go on the Spotify playlist as well on my phone, now that I have 2 phones. I keep forgetting I have 2 phones now. I can just look at the Hololive's 6th Fest playlist, and I can very easily find the song that she already performed, because okay, so it's a song by Superfly, but the song is written in Japanese. The song title is written in Japanese, so I can't say it yet. I'm gonna look it up on YouTube. Is that the song, the Kakuse? Is that the name of the song? Let me listen to it. Let me listen to it and see if this is it. It is. It's called Kakuse. Kakuse is the name of the song that she performed. That was the most shocking moment to me from stage 1. Shiori Novella's performance. That vocal performance and song choice, it blew me away. I've never heard the song before, but it was mostly her vocal ability during that performance was immaculate. So I was the most stunned by that performance. But in general, all of Advent, I was the most excited to see from stage 1. Up next, they're showing Toa. Yeah, Toa performing a few songs. Her mashup of original songs. She performed Facts, she performed Abyss, and there was another one that she performed. The palette was in the creator stage. She didn't do that in stage 1. But Fact and Abyss. And she also performed a song with Suisei. So, and I believe that's how they wrapped up the first stage. The first stage was probably the best one, in my opinion. And again, I'm biased because of the people who performed on that stage. Because the first stage had Advent, it had Suise, it had Toa, it had Iris, the Ali. So I was kind of biased, but it was a very close first to the second stage. The second stage is a very close second because of the people who performed on that stage. You know, that had Callie, Bay, and Regloss in there. So, but the third stage also had some incredible song choices. Alright, stage 2. And stage 2, and here we go. Feeling Gradation is the name of the song that Regloss performed. Whew, I thought that said Graduation. I was about to say, what? Feeling Gradation. Regloss came out and performed that together, and they also performed individual songs, which Ririka performed an original song. Owl also performed an original song. That song was incredible, the Owl's original song. And I can go ahead on that playlist and look at it, look for it. Ririka and Owl both performed original songs. Iris performing Twilight in stage 1, that was another great one, and Hachima performing Who 2. My Abyss, Raime, that's what Toa performed in stage 1. My Abyss, Fact, and Raime. But here we go. Oh my gosh, I can't with that song, Po. Why did Potoka perform that? Bay performing Show by Aldo was absolutely fantastic. Marine, Regloss, Idaha also performed an original song. Luna performed multiple original songs. Reine performed an original song. But yeah, Club Blue Fire, that's the name of the song that Owl performed. So that was a really nice song that Owl performed. But Bancho, Hajime, she performed Hai Yorokonde, and I love that song. I was surprised to hear that song because it was also performed in the New Year thing, the New Year's showcase that Hololive did. So it was good to hear that song again performed in HoloFest, because that was an incredible song. That's an incredible song. I love that song. And Hajime is an incredible dancer. So it was very fun watching her perform. Kanade has an incredible singing voice as well. I liked the song that she performed in her range in that song. Alright, up next. ID, Risu Reine, and Kiara performing Ultra C. I love that song too. There were songs that I recognized but couldn't remember the name of. That's what was frustrating me and making me want to talk about this, because there were too many songs where I recognized it but couldn't remember the name. So yeah, Ultra C is also a fire song. Next, Azuki Pekura and Shion. That was another thing. Shion performed an original song in stage 1 as well. Let me get some more water. I guess this year Hololive didn't want to flood people's notifications with constant posts about who performed what. Alright. Next up, Callie and Rui. Yeah, Rui and Callie performed a mashup of original songs, an original song from Callie where she performed R.I.P. and Rui performed an original song. I don't remember the name of the song though, and it's written in Japanese, so I can't read it. But I love Rui's music. I don't call her Taskarui for no reason. Alright, what happened next? That was all they talked about from stage 2. But I also want to talk about Callie's solo performance, because she performed multiple songs, and this is my point about being surprised that Suise didn't perform anything off her album, because Callie definitely did. And she and in the creator stage she did a duet with Naressa where she performed another song off her album. Not Grimoire, that's the name of the performance she just had. The new album that she just put out. I don't know why I can't remember the name of it. Phantomime, from her most recent album, Phantomime. I was blown away by her performance of Don't Mai, because she brought out the southern drawl for that one, and that was pretty cool. So that was really nice, and the dancing for that was also very good. So you know, that was a very fun performance to watch from her. And Go Getters is seriously a great song. Now day 3. Shocking song choices again. I was surprised that Fubuki didn't perform the original song she came out with. But let's see. That's the creator stage. I'm gonna skip by the creator stage for now, and just jump to stage 3. Stage 3. You had Ayafubi Me performing a medley of songs. You had, oh yeah, ID performing, well, I don't know if that was the name of the song. It says Suki Cho version. Okay, that's what they performed. A lot of trio performances in the highlights for Hololive here. Sora, Mika, and Subaru performing a medley of songs as well. Kironi, Mume, Guda, and Ina all performing a song. Id Smile or ID Smile. It's probably Id Smile in this case. I don't know if it's ID Smile or Id Smile. I'll say ID Smile, I don't know. But now, speaking of all of them, Guda's performance was also a shock. I was not expecting to be hit with a ballad. They have it in here. Kobo's performance is also a kind of a surprise. Like a nice, cute performance. Triple I was performed twice on HoloFest. Once in stage 2 and once again in the creator stage. So, that was interesting. Bae performing Play Dice at the creator stage was nice as well. It was awesome. Treasure Box was also performed at the end. That one. So Outer was performed again. I love that song, so that's fine. But I'm trying to find the song that Guda sang. Dango Daikazoku. That I was not expecting to be hit with a ballad. That was a sweet song to hear. And then some more surprises. I loved the song that Mume performed. It's a song by an artist named Yorushika. I can't read the name of the song because it's in Japanese, but that was a really beautiful song. Botan performing an original song, Hikari. That was a really nice song. Sora performing Lucky 7 with. But Kuroni and Ina is who I definitely want to talk about, because Kuroni, it came out of absolutely nowhere with her song choice. She performed Lollygod Requiem by Shigure Ui, and Yami butchered her name during the stream. She called her Uihara, and I want to say it right now and embarrass her, because she was thinking of a K-pop singer who is no longer with us, named Guhara. So that is not her name. Shigure Ui, incredible artist, and Crony surprised me immensely with that performance of Lollygod Requiem. But she killed it. Ina, I thought that Ina was going to perform Temari, I believe that's the name of her original song. I thought that that's what she was going to perform, so I intentionally did not listen to it until after HoloFest. But she did not perform that. She performed Aishite, Aishite, Aishite. Or Aishiteru, Aishiteru, Aishiteru. Was not expecting to hear that in a HoloFest this year. but that's why it's always a surprise. Everything's always a surprise with HoloFest. And Ina showing off her range with that song, holding on to those high notes. Maybe they talk about that. Oh no, they don't. They skip right to the end. Mika also proving my point with Slay. She performed Flower Rhapsody, really beautiful song. And that's how the show wrapped up with her performance. So all in all, really just again, a really great show. Just a fantastic concert, and I'm always excited for HoloFest season. But yeah, so just every year from now on, I'm gonna do it the way that I did it, where I'll have the capture of it with no audio on the screen, just very small in grayscale, so that hopefully I don't get in trouble. But next year, we'll get to see Justice's first, Justice and Flowglow's first HoloFest performances. Now, I was more excited for Advent than I was for Regloss. It's the flip side for the two waves for next year. I am ecstatic for Flowglow's first HoloFest. In particular, Riona, because God, that girl can rap. She can rap her behind off. Like, she is so awesome. So I cannot wait to hear her perform in next year's HoloFest. I watched a video talking about their who they were before they became in HoloLive, and Riona and Vivi are former idols. So it's only telling that I think Nikki is also a former idol. But either way, I'm really ecstatic to see Flowglow perform next year in HoloFest. But Justice, yes, I'm excited to see them perform next year too. In particular for Justice, Liz, because she can really sing. She can sing so well. But Cecilia, I'm curious as to what she's going to do. Now, what comes to mind is CC may be the first HoloLive member in history to perform. Now, last year we saw Bae do something crazy with her performance, but CC might be the first HoloLive member in history to perform an instrumental. Like, just perform not even a vocal song, just a straight instrumental, because she is very instrumentally gifted. So she may not even sing. She might just perform an instrumental performance. Just break out the violin or a piano or both. Like, I don't know. Like, at this point, I'm really wondering what she does. But I think that it would be incredible if at some point during the next year's HoloFest she performs an instrumental where she's just playing and maybe other people accompany her with vocals or what, because she's done it before. She had Narissa and Elizabeth on her stream, and she played her violin in the background while Liz and Narissa sang a video game soundtrack, I believe. So I will not be surprised at all if Cecilia breaks out the violin and performs an instrumental for her performance next year. So yeah, I cannot wait to see what they do. But yeah, that'll do it for today's stream. Thank you guys for watching me study and listening to me talk about HoloFest. I will be back to gaming streams next week because Yami's gonna get back to Persona 3, and I am gonna get back to Metaphor finally, because I have not gotten back to that in eons. So it's about time I get back to that game. But yes, thank you guys for watching, and thank you for listening to me, and I will see you all next week for some more gaming streams. See you all then. Have a great day, everybody.